Well, I'm Kate Paulin, and I'm your agent with Heart. And my target market in real estate is the Boulder, Colorado area, Denver metro area. And I've been at real estate for 32 years. And from that has been born a lot of knowledge and know how. And if anything, I'm a good shoulder to cry on. I know what agents go through. And prior to finding you guys, I was doing coaching for realtors and didn't really have a vehicle to get the word out to people, this valuable community of like-minded realtors.
Yeah.
And when I jumped in, uh, I didn't really know what to expect. I um, I knew I needed something, but I didn't know exactly what it was. The good news is I love following direction, part German, I don't know, but like to be able to follow everything step by step made sense to me and challenging to say,
Yeah.
but everything that's difficult is worth getting into. And so, um, yeah, being an influencer who takes action, I just wanted
Mhm.
to do this. And with the help of Arjun and the team,
Mhm.
um, I've actually been able to step into, I feel like, a little more of my purpose in life, not just schlepping real estate, selling, buying, selling properties, but
Yeah.
also just pouring life into other realtors.
Got it. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that you mentioned there. So I want to touch on a few things. You mentioned that you were already coaching. So, is this sort of like in-person coaching that you were doing, maybe, some sort of mentorship in person, or were you sort of already involved into the online sort of virtual sort of space when it comes to coaching?
I was involved in so much as just talking to people and trying to invite people that I knew. I have been with eXp Realty for 3 years, and my mindset after 32 years of being in the business was really grow my brokerage. And I thought, oh, okay, well, how about I start like a little bit of coaching, what I know, and pour into people that way. And if they get value out of what I have to say,
Yeah.
then they would align with me in my business and come into my brokerage.
So prior to working with us, you were already coaching, and was a primary focus more so was that sort of a gateway to bring people into your downline or to your revenue stream since you are part of BXP? Or what was the sort of ultimate objective? Because a lot of agents, they have a lot of different reasons. I mean, either they want to, build something out of just being out in the field, selling houses. Maybe they're tired of, just running around working with clients, taking phone calls at 10 p.m. on a Saturday. For other people, they just want to make money online and, they see a lot of other people doing it. So why can't a realtor or an agent, a team leader or a broker, why can't they do it? So what was the real reason that you were doing coaching? And of course, you're a part of EXP. So there's a lot of influencer agents, more so like the moderate cloud-based brokerages. What was the original real reason behind all of that stuff?
The original real reason for trying coaching was the idea that I had some things to offer people, whether they like it or not. But yeah, 32 years in the business. I did want to move away from production, and I didn't have a vehicle to do that. And I thought, well, why don't I try coaching? Um, some people have mentioned since I teach yoga and I feel like I'm a good listener and help people along in life, that when someone said, you ought to do coaching, I thought, okay, I'll give this a whirl. And then, yes, I had a website and I had some videos on YouTube and I had some people in my community. I really I didn't know how to monetize it. Monetization is the piece that I was missing.
Mm.
And when I met with your organization and that other agents had already been doing it, I thought, okay, this is what I need to do.
Mhm. Got it. Okay. And, prior to, working with us, were you able to monetize it in any way? Because, I do talk to some agents and then, they might charge like the per hour basis, or they might bring an agent into their local team and then they'll charge, higher splits if they're helping an agent with, with production. So did you have any sort of monetization sort of vehicle prior to working with us?
I did not. No, just a little website and click on a tab if you want to start working with me and do it in different ways. But no, no monetization.
Got it. Okay. Now we talked to a lot of agents where, they feel like they need to be the top producer in order to, be in a position to coach other agents, or they need to have something unique to them, maybe a lead generation strategy or the way they conduct a listing appointment, or maybe something that they do on social media to get attention, to get lead flow. Mm. Of course, you have 32 years of experience. So for someone that's only been in the business for maybe 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, is coaching even a vehicle for them? Is it even possible for them? Of course, that can also translate to building their revenue share. So what would you say to those people that are sort of still a little bit early on, less experienced compared to you?
Coming at it from a Christian worldview, I would say God has given everybody a specialty in some way or another. Just ask in prayer, what is it that I bring to the table that is different, that is unique? And whether it's production oriented or even just the way you approach people, I mean, that could be your thing. Um, and everybody has this gift. They just need to be able to tap into it and figure it out.
Mhm. Got it. And then, what was yours that you sort of discovered about yourself that you felt like you could teach and you could sort of give back, and in terms of what you sort of covered in your program?
I have the gift of hospitality and a personality that isn't afraid to take risks. I've also been a proponent of self growth, both professionally and emotionally, spiritually. And as long as you're looking to grow, you can find something you can grab onto.
Got it. Okay. So for example, let's just say hypothetically, I'm a agent who maybe looks at an ad that was posted by you. I click on your ad, maybe I book a call with you, and I jump on a call with you. And this call is, this is where you conduct a Zoom appointment with me, and then, you have a conversation with me. What is your sort of elevator pitch? What is a transformation that you would help me as an agent? So what does that sort of transformation look like in terms of, is it related to GPI? Is it related to productivity? So if I did jump on a call with you and I'm an agent, what are the transformations that you're promising?
We promise a whole body approach to transformation. It's financial, spiritual, physical integration um, into stepping into prosperity. And it not only includes the one of a kind lead generating system for your area, but it also has a spiritual component and and people like it.
I see. And then do you also invite some of your agents to that yoga class that you conduct on Wednesday mornings?
We have not gotten into that, although one of my modules that I wrote in school is a bit of that.
Yeah.
Um, because if we are the temple of the Holy Spirit and God is in us, I mean, how are we serving the temple? Are you compartmentalizing your business, your real estate business, and your faith? How do you get them together? And there's no better way to do that than um, some of the tactics that we offer.
Yeah, I mean, business is all about serving others. And I feel like true fulfillment does come from helping others and serving other people. For example, if you're able to help an agent increase their income, have a better relationship with their family, have a better relationship with themselves, with God, that would give you fulfillment. Very similar to how we're able to deliver transformations for other agents, helping them get into coaching, building their revenue share. We also get fulfillment from that. If we're able to help an agent possibly get into coaching so they can make an extra few $100,000 a year or build their revenue share, what sort of an impact would that not only have on that agent, but also on their family, their kids, their spouse? What would that allow them to do? That could mean an extra 1 or 2 vacations a year. And if you go even a layer deeper, that extra 1 or 2 vacations a year could mean more time with their family and kids, connecting with them on a deeper level. So there's so many byproducts, so many different outcomes that you can achieve just by helping another person.
Exactly. And when I have an appointment with someone, either just calling someone who has clicked on a link on an ad, when I'm calling them, it's definitely from a heart approach. And I know they're coming from a place of pain. It's not about me trying to sell them anything. And a lot of times I'll qualify and be like, hey, can you afford this amount over a 12-month period? And they honestly will say yes or no. And at that point, it's a great opportunity for me to just say, hey, can I pray with you in this? I believe that God is moving mountains. He always has, he will. He's in the business of increase in answering prayer. And we end the call that way. And it's so wonderful to pour into fellow agents that way, just knowing that we're all in this together like High School Musical. We're all in this together.
Yeah. Yeah. And I completely agree. And another thing is like, you want to be able to help yourself first before you can help another person. So if you're in a position where you have something unique that you do in your real estate business, that you've done better than other agents in whatever sense. I mean, 87% of real estate agents quit within 5 years. If you're already past that, you're already part of the top 10%. I mean, you stuck around. And so, I mean, you definitely have something to teach, something that you can advise on, something that you can mentor on, where there's some sort of value that could be delivered to another person. So you touched a little bit on, calling an agent, talking to them about whether they can afford, investing so and so amount into themselves. What sort of a price range are you currently hovering around for if I was an agent and I came to you for help?
We're at the $4,000 to $6,000 for a year range.
Got it. So an agent would pay 46,000, which comes around about $4,500 a month for a whole year. And you touched a little bit about what they get. But if I joined your program, what exactly would I get in terms of tangible items that I could see, feel, touch in that?
You're going to content portal. You're going to get a robust lead generation system that's predictable. And you're also going to be able to step into a state of flowing with God's prosperity. It's a 12-step process, and it's not like one step per month or anything like that. We're just committed to our agents for a 12-month period, helping them step into this mindset of prosperity,
Yeah.
all for, like you mentioned, not just for our business, but for our relationships and our faith,
Yeah.
and doing it with struggle and joy at the same time in community.
Yeah. And what is that allowed you to do? Because I know before when we initially, I was taking a look at your account, and I believe you came on around September of last year. And around that time, I'm assuming that you were still in production. So how has things changed on your end now that you've been doing this for some time? Are you still currently in production, or are you running some sort of a team? Are you focused on building your revenue, or are you simply just focused on selling digital product online? Like, what is, because everyone has different things that they like. For example, we have a lot of clients that come in originally to build a revenue share, but they enjoy selling a digital product so much more that they don't even care about building the revenue share. While other people, they don't really care too much about monetizing on their front end. They more so just care about bringing people into their revenue share. So, and for other people, I mean, they just want to build a local team. Maybe they want to charge higher split. So what does it look like for you right now after doing all of this stuff, since last year now?
For me, I'm 100% focused on digital product. Am I still taking in buyers and sellers? Yes. Mainly doing a lot of referrals work, and I really love what I'm doing here. With the digital product sale, I am able to do it from anywhere in the world. And as long as I have hotspot or internet, I can continue pouring in and getting out what I can. So it's afforded me a lot of freedoms. At this point, um, probably haven't broken even on the digital product and the investment that I've made, but I am scaling, growing, doing lots of presentations, etc. So looking for that to grow. Didn't expect instant results, yet it has been good results. My ad spend is $10 a day right now, and
Uh,
it's plenty of leads for me to be able to handle and on my own. So I don't have anybody helping at this point.
Got it. You're essentially spending $10 a day, which is how much is that at the end of the month? So you're spending about $300 a month. And how many leads or agents do you talk to on average spending $300 a month? Like how many conversations are you having per month?
Conversations, 20 a day. People who book in on their own, that's about 3 a week. And strategy sessions that I'm able to secure with a phone call, it's probably about 1 in 5 calls.
You're having 20 conversations a day with $10 a day, not spend.
Correct.
So when you're saying conversation, do you do a phone call or like a text message or what do you define?
So when a lead is generated from the ad, it gets dumped into my close. In close, I go straight to all potential leads. It's usually about 20 a day. And I just start making calls from that.
And then you have about 20 conversations a day.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't think I've seen anyone get those numbers only spending $10 a day. And you said you're booking 3 to 5 appointments per with $10 a day.
Yeah. And these are the ones that are, and so, okay, I just want to say, I'm saying all this humbly, and I don't want to sound puffed up or that I'm doing anything special. It's just, I think Arjun and the team helped me develop this in such a way that it was very pinpointed to the avatar that I wanted. And by the grace of God, this is happening. So it's nothing that I've done. It's just like
Wow.
following the steps. So I just want to make that clear. But yeah, so agents click on my ad, they fill out the application. Maybe they do, they don't, but then they're watching my video sales letter, and thankfully they're filling out time in my calendar, and I show up for that.
Got it. You're spending $10. Okay, yeah. Just to give you some context, the reason why I'm asking you, how much you're spending per day, the amount of conversations, because these numbers they're way above average. Like you're in the top 1 to 5% of numbers when it comes to stats. So you're doing very, very well. Now, so actually if you're spending $10 a day times 7, you're spending $70 a week and you're booking 3 appointments. Um, every appointment with an agent is only costing you about 10 to $20, which is a very, very good number. Of course, that number is of course going to rise over time. Of course, once you spend more money, there's scale, there's a little bit of inefficiency that comes with scale and growth. and the number tends to go up a little bit. But okay, so you're booking 3 to 5 appointments per week with the agents. What's sort of like the conversion rate on those people, in terms of how many are you converting on average per month? What is the average ticket price? What do numbers look like on that side?
Sadly, I haven't been tracking the numbers. I know how many agents have jumped in. And one of the things that I need some coaching in with Arjun, and he's helping me with this, is I'm not a hard sale person. I feel like if the Holy Spirit has moved someone to make a decision, great. Sometimes it happens like that.
Mhm.
Other times it's I want to pray about it. I want to talk to my husband about it,
Yeah.
and I'm fine with that. I feel like the fish that want to swim to my boat are going to do that. I've given them all the steps, the tools. I send them a follow-up email. If they don't want to jump in, they don't want to jump in. I'm not going to force the issue.
Right.
Did I feel like I got forced into it? Maybe a little, but I needed it. So that's the lesson I need to learn. When you guys got me in, I wasn't sure about it,
Yeah.
wasn't 100%, hadn't prayed about it, nothing, yet I knew I needed it. So,
Yeah. Here's the thing. You're never going to be 100% sure or certain. If you're looking to grow, you know, with growth comes risk. You need to take a risk. Elon Musk didn't build, 3 billion, multi-billion trillion dollar company without taking risk. I mean, when he exited PayPal, I think he was left with 100 something million. I mean, I think he invested everything to the last penny to start Tesla. So that was a big risk and a big jump that he took, but he had faith. So we always tell clients that, hey, if you have 100% conviction that you can truly help another agent hit their goals, it's your responsibility. You're essentially obligated to help that person make the best decision for themselves, which is typically to come work with you. So I'm not talking about, high pressure sales tactics and, to be super hard on folks. But if you're 100% convinced and you're 100% sure that you can deliver on your promise and that in 1 year, this one agent is going to be thanking you and they're going to be hugging you. They're going to have such good wishes. You're going to build such good goodwill. You should be, pushing them. For example, like how we pushed you. Now, at the time, it may have been a little bit, it may not have been the best, but now, a year or so later, uh, you're appreciating that we did sort of give that little bit of a nudge and a little bit of a push to get you over to the finish line. Because, if there's a little bit of fear in an area that you haven't been in, typically that means that you should be going there. Right. So like, I mean, there's always going to be fear. There's always going to be a little bit of nerves, especially if you haven't done anything. Right. So, I mean, for example, if I'm an agent and I've never worked with Zillow before to pay for their leads, how am I ever going to know what their quality of the leads look like if I never once take the jump to do it? So, you do have to invest money into yourself. And if you're willing to invest money into yourself, only then other people will then pay you. Right. So, for example, you're investing into yourself and now other agents are investing to themselves through you by paying you. So, it's just like a little bit of a mindset shift. And which is why we also charge higher prices. Like we're not cheap. Of course, we're not cheap. We're definitely on the higher end on price range, but we do that for a reason. And what that does is that if we charge more money, our client is going to be far more invested because they spend so much more money. They're going to pay far more attention. And for example, if an agent pays you $6,000, they're going to be far more invested. I mean, they're going to be checking in with you. Okay, I need help with this. I need help with that. Versus if they only paid you $500 and they never even bother checking in because they only spent $500. So not only does it give you more margin to help that agent because then you're able to hire someone, maybe you're able to provide them with more services, but it's just like a little bit of a mindset shift, right? Like if you do proper discovery and you feel like the agent that you're talking to is the perfect fit, you do want to push them. And we have a lot of strategies that we teach. But of course, we do keep in mind that, hey, like, it's not about high pressure sales tactics, but it's more so about guiding that person to make the best decision for themselves. And if you do feel like that working with you is that best decision, they can get the highest ROI. I mean, they should be investing the money with you. Okay? I mean, imagine if they put that 4,000 into the stock market, into the S&P 500. I mean, that only goes up 10% per year on average over the past decade. Now, if they invested that $4,000 to $6,000 with you, it could be that now their income is guaranteed to increase by 50% year over year. Now, imagine the return on that money.
Yeah.
So we like to think about it in terms of that. But how would you compare selling houses to selling digital products? I know it's a big shift for people. They initially get into real estate to sell houses to meet with people, but now all of a sudden, you're selling a digital product, you're charging people on their credit card and all online, virtual. I mean, you can be sitting by the beach doing that. How would you compare the two?
There really is no comparison. And in one way, selling a home or a commercial space, you have care and concern for your clients, and they can appreciate that if it goes well. If it
Right.
goes poorly, and it may not even have anything to do with your performance, suddenly you're the bad person. And that's a hard place to be in. And I think that's what realtors end up doing, is chasing their tail to be like the good guy in all scenarios,
Yeah.
because you don't want to have the negative review on Google or whatnot. And people are very lawsuit happy at this point. I know that working for eXp Realty, we have a $5 million E&O policy,
Yeah.
can be a little secure in that. But there's so many emotions involved with selling a house that it makes it really, you have to have a really good, solid foundation to handle what comes with production. Whereas with selling the digital product, it's fun, it's light, it's on my own time.
Yeah.
It's it's following you guys to a T and then just turning it on. I remember when I first turned it on, so I only launched in July, and it took me that long because I had some things going on personally, and it was like, I gotta get to this.
Yeah.
And when I finally launched and the first came in from who was it, Zap or whatever, letting me know that someone had filled out a form, I was like, oh my gosh, it was like so huge. Just even someone just seeing me. And guess who it
Okay.
was? An agent in eXp Realty that I know in California.
Okay.
Like, I saw your ad. And so, yeah, it was just really fun from the get-go.
Yeah, like the thing is, with selling a house, the average price of a home in the United States is in the 200 to 300K range. But I mean, selling something that is far more higher priced, typically a person's biggest purchase of their life. And with that comes more liability, especially for the agent. Whereas for the digital product, I mean, you're selling something that is like tenth of a price of a home. You're selling something for like 5 to 10K. So of course, far less liability, but that doesn't mean, of course, you don't deliver for the agent. But yeah, I mean, that's like the biggest thing that agents tell us is the flexibility to sell from home. I mean, you're able to spend time with their family, with their kids. You're truly living the digital nomad sort of a lifestyle. I mean, you're able to travel as well. And I remember something that I think it was Warren Buffett that said, if you don't get paid in your sleep, they're gonna end up working their entire life or something like that, something along that nature. And with selling houses, I mean, it's a transaction that you're making. If there's no deal that you complete on, I mean, you're a commission only salesperson. I mean, you're sort of stuck. There's no recurring revenue, or it's not like a job where, you're guaranteed a certain amount of income every single month. But I mean, yeah, I know we talked to so many people where the digital product is just life changing. And you said you had launched in July. How many clients have you brought on so far that have, that filled an application they're working with you?
I just onboarded our 8th agent.
Got it. And everyone pays over Stripe, and the money gets deposited straight into your bank account. It's a day and night difference. You wait for months versus with selling a digital product, and you get paid out within 2 to 3 days. So, if you don't mind sharing, and some people are a little bit more, some folks are okay with sharing this, but in terms of the total revenue that you've done, simply just through the digital product alone, what would that revenue sort of look like? Or if you just get sort of a range, if you're more so okay with that.
Um, for sure. I'd say probably 4 grand collected
Got it.
so far.
Got it. Cool. Yeah. So get $4,000 that you've collected, and then I'm assuming that the rest is on payment plans. Got it. Cool. But yeah. Okay. So I,
And I'm trying to be more coachable in that. I feel like Arjun gave me some tools just last week about not using Stripe, but a different thing where they can pay up front and have it paid right away.
yeah, he's talking about like a funding partner through Elective. But I mean, here's the thing. I mean, you brought in 8 clients, which is a fair amount considering. I mean, you've only been live for a month or two. And you've done $4,000 in cash collected already. One of the biggest levers that you can pull is number one, increasing your pricing. That's number one. If you're charging 4 to 6,000 and 8 people have already paid, I would increase it by 10%. That's number one, and increasing your pricing. I know a lot of people have a hard time increasing their pricing, and I mean, we did too, not too long ago. But the mindset shift that you're going to have is that if someone could pay you $6,000, they could definitely pay you $8,000. And number two, the more invested they are, the more success that they're going to get, meaning that they're going to love you even more at the end of the 1 year. Moreover, more money you charge, more margin for you to further reinvest back into the business. You tell us either any coach, any, business guru, coach, whatever, the number one thing they will tell you is to just increase prices. Number two is that you should be more so now focusing on increasing how much money you're charging upfront. Typically, if you charge $6,000 for a year-long program, the biggest mistake that most people make is that they charge the 6,000 over 12 months. It turns out to be $500 a month. And you have to wait a whole year to recoup that cash. We believe that money today is worth far more than money tomorrow. A better approach would be to always push for a paid in full up front. And if you really get pushback, you can create a custom payment plan. If someone can do 16 in full, no worries. You can divide the same payment half today, half in 30 days. If someone can't do a 2-pin, we can do a 3-pin. Most clients typically need their money back within 90 days. So you don't even have to worry about the third installment. Let's get you started for 2K down today. We'll get down to 2K within 30 days from now. And the remainder, we can complete that within 90 days. And there's far more margin for you as well. I think you froze up there for a second. Are you still with me? Okay.
Sure, sure.
All right, cool. You're back. But that's number two, increasing your upfront cash collection. And number three, Kate, the only thing I think we're gonna have to really work on with you now is just the sales process. I think it would be best that you do a call review with Arjun, and then he could take you through how to be able to, really get those one call closes. Because you mentioned something about sending an email, sending text messages. You have the ability to one call close everyone. You want to go in with that mindset that you can one call close pretty much everyone. You only want to get off the call if someone says like, hey, I need to talk to my spouse, or, I need to talk to my business partner. Then in that case, you would push for a deposit. If someone's not willing to give you a refundable deposit of something small as like $500, that typically tells me that there's another underlying objection. That there's something else keeping this person from moving forward, where they're not even willing to give me a $500 refundable deposit. So that's another strat. We call that the deposit strategy that you can sort of implement. More than that, um, uh, of course, we have a lot of carpet pull strategies, but when you go through the sales pitch, You want to make sure you get the tie down and you want to get the person bought in, and then we objection. And a lot of like the biggest mistake that you can really make is just throw the ball at the objection handling. Right? We put in so much work to get the person on the phone. We take them through a presentation. We build great rapport, but most people end up dropping the ball during the objection handling. But that is where majority of your energy should go, and that is where you should put majority of your time and attention. So the objection handling is where I think uh, you'll likely need to work on the objection handling. I mean, that's something that I work with my sales team on a daily basis. Like the best closers in the world, like somehow they forget objection handling every 3 or 4 days and they need to be reminded. I think this was a quote by Alex Herm, or no, I don't know if it was Alex Hermosi, but um, he says, more than being taught, you just need to be reminded of what actually needs to be done. So typically, we all typically know what we really need to do on a daily basis, but we sometimes procrastinate. We put the most important thing aside to work on something else because it's easier or whatever. But I think those are like the big three things that I would really work on. And I guarantee you can quadruple within 30 days, go from 4K cash collecting to 20,000 a month very fast. If you just do those three things right there, increasing price, push for more cash up front, and objection handling. That is it. Your funnel's already, I mean, you're spending $10 a day. I'm yet to hear those numbers. I mean, I don't want to jinx them. Let's keep bringing in those results, but I have not seen anyone get even close to those numbers. Like, $10 a day, 3 to 5 conversations a week. That is great. Let's keep that running. I don't want to stop that. But in terms of, I know I talked quite a bit, but you touched a little bit about, of course, you're part of EXP. Any thoughts? You didn't really talk too much about revenue share or downline. Is there any attention behind that? Of course, that's another stream of income that real estate agents now get access to. Of course, thanks to brokerages like EXP, some of the other brokerages. Any idea there that you may have in mind in terms of building your revenue share downline?
I came into the program with the mindset of this was going to solve my building of my brokerage problem. And I'm a bit of a compartmentalized person. This was step one. Step two is get the agents rolling and happy. Step three would be, hey, come into my brokerage. That was my thought on it. So I'm not quite there yet in terms of the leveraging this into building the brokerage. And I know in the looping, that's the last loop. Um, and I was just talking with a colleague about this exact thing just this week. And I was just saying, why don't I go to that part of the loop? Why not? I mean, it doesn't sound cheesy when I say it out loud, especially um, if I believe in the product and everything. It's like, why wouldn't you want to get involved with our brokerage? So,
Yeah.
for me personally, I have brought in brokers to EXP Realty, and we do have within my broader family an onboarding specialist, and she'll walk people through how to onboard into EXP Realty. Right now, I'm just trying to like figure out how to onboard into faith-based scaling. Hindrance there.
Yeah. 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 I mean, you're crushing considering that you've only been live for a month or two. And I genuinely believe that, you're going to change a lot of lives with, your program. And I think that's going to do a lot of good for the people that you do help and their families. And that is sort of the belief that we also carry whenever we onboard a new client. You understand that, you know, we carry a responsibility after the amount of money that people pay us. If someone gives us their hard-earned money that they put their blood, sweat, and tears making, we want to make sure that we go above and beyond to deliver on the promise that we made to them. So I'm rooting for you. And I want you to, continue getting Arjun's help with your success manager. And I think you're almost there. Like you're getting there. like with this sort of business, it's not like you're gonna have linear growth. Like one month they're gonna be 4K, second month 8K, following month 12K. You make a few tweaks, like a few switches. One month you can do 4K, another month you can do 5K. It's like that, just jumps, right? It's more so just a big jump. So that is what we see, and I can see that happening for you.
Thanks
But
for putting that out there. Okay. I receive it.
yeah, but apart from that, anything else that you would like to talk about that we haven't covered? Anything else that you would sort of like to mention that would be beneficial to the viewer? I mean, there's going to be essentially team leaders and brokers likely watching this video, or anyone looking to get into coaching, could be a top producer as well. But any words for them? Anything? Now that you're on the other side of working with us?
I would say someone who is interested, that mechanisms will appear. You might get in thinking you're coming in for one thing. For me, it was to build a brokerage, but the mechanism that you guys offered actually helped me more in my personal journey of helping other agents. And that's giving me a lot more fulfillment than I think I wanted initially from getting in. So it was more than what I expected.
Got it. But Kate, I want to thank you for your time, and thank you for jumping on and sharing your points. And I'll send you a copy as well of the if you want to post it anywhere, feel free to do so. But I think this would be super valuable for everyone within the community. But
Excellent.
thank you.
Okay.
Great.